This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen through the magic of the internet. And I need to put my shield up. You've got your shield up.
My shield never gets taken down.
Well, I take mine down because I gotta take it to adventure and everything. But we're giving you the gaming news like we do every single week.
Did you put a strap on it?
Yeah, it came with one actually. Did yours?
Really?
Yeah, did yours not?
No, it came with the handle, and I went and bought a belt from Walmart. And I cut it up and nailed it in.
Gotcha.
To go with the handle.
Okay.
Yours came with a strap?
So mine came with a strap, and it also has like a metal thing that I think is supposed to be. So if you want to hang it up, there's a separate piece you can unscrew. It came with a strap and a handle, and they're both janky. Like it's not really nicely secured to the shield. So I'm gonna have to replace. I'm gonna have to modify it, but
no, the hanging thing. That's hanging on.
Yeah, no, that one works really well. Yeah. But the strap, I'm gonna have to do some modifications to have something stable. But yeah,
some pictures of at the it's like a charity thing, right?
Yeah.
Little cosplay charity action that you're involved in.
Yeah, we're actually doing one Christmas Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was my wife does a lot of these. For those who don't know. I'm becoming more involved, and there's a charity. There's a family that was sponsored. It's a man and his two sons, and his wife died last year, and there was a sponsored family because he doesn't have enough money to kind of give them a nice Christmas. Well, the people who were going to be sponsoring them and bringing them food and everything bailed. They decided they were going to sponsor some other family. So we're going to go in Christmas Day with some gifts. I'm going to dress up as SpongeBob because they have a SpongeBob costume. And I have no shame about that. There's a 2-year-old whose favorite thing is SpongeBob. Wow. So I'm gonna make his day. We're going to have some... We spent $50-$60 on some gifts for the kids. I got some DS games for the 8-year-old, and
there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
what'd you get him?
I got him a Lego Batman 2, and
there you go.
And I got him Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
There we go.
So
that's good stuff.
Yeah, and my wife's gonna be dressed up as Wonder Woman. So
nice.
Got all that going on. It's gonna be really good. So I mean. Our plan that this Christmas was to sit around and watch Christmas movies, so it's not really bothering us. We're not doing anything important. We're not seeing family this year, so yeah, it worked out.
I would call that doing something important.
I think it is important now. It wasn't important until we got the news that that this family was in need. So we're gonna go make some people happy. It's gonna be good. We do have gaming news though. That's probably why you tuned in to watch us though. Real quick, we got some new stuff coming out to Switch. Well, not new stuff, but existing games coming out to Switch. Firewatch, which I really like. Did you play Firewatch?
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That I even let them know that theme. I don't know if you have the PS4 theme, but it's probably the best PlayStation theme to ever be made.
Yeah.
It runs with the clock, so it changes day and night, and then has the chill music. Firewatch is fantastic.
That's really cool. I loved it. I know a lot of people. I wouldn't say diss them. I mean, it's the walking simulator kind of theme. A lot of people don't like, but this one I really enjoyed. I loved the story. I mean, you're exploring and figuring things out, but there's a story in it. We won't spoil anything, but there's existing things that you're going through as well as some backstory that you're kind of unfolding. But it's another example of a really good game that shows how you can tell narrative, basically. Interesting way to tell narrative through video games. I really love it.
People say walking simulator like it's a bad thing, whereas I personally, like, I've never taken it as a diss. I know that a lot of other people do, but it's one of my favorite genres of game, and I just don't know, like, it's not an adventure game, in my opinion, because it's not something that you do an excessive amount of action like you would like a Zelda game, which is what I consider an action game. Adventure game,
sure.
Rather. It's a walking simulator. You walk through. It's an interactive story.
Yeah.
And it is a really good time. I enjoyed it whenever I played it. I might play it again just to give them a little bit more.
I might do that as well. It's very immersive, which I think is great. We also got Pillars of Eternity 2. So if you weren't happy with Diablo 3, if you weren't a fan of that, but you like Diablo 2 better, I really like Pillars of Eternity. So this is going to be really cool to have this on Switch. I haven't played Pillars of Eternity 2. I played the first one. So,
I have not. I've not played either of them. This was the game that originally started as a Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
Pillars of Eternity 1?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're working on 3 right now?
I don't know, but I wouldn't doubt it. I really liked the first one. This one is even more. I didn't even know they had ships in this, so I'm definitely getting it now. That's really cool because we like pirates and stuff. But I'm a fan of Diablo, and this seems like it's even more adventuring than Diablo is, so I'm pretty happy about that. We got some more news about Fallout, as we can't stop talking about Fallout, but
Patrick's favorite thing.
It's my favorite thing to talk about. No, the canvas bags, if you didn't know about the whole story about that, canvas bags were promised with the collector's edition. You got a nylon bag instead of a canvas bag. If you bought the collector's edition, people were upset. Bethesda first said, here's 500 atoms, which is like $5, I think, of in-game currency, and now they've said, if you show us your proof of purchase for the collector's edition, we will get you a canvas bag in 4 to 6 months.
Yeah,
and
naturally.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about it because it's 4 to 6 months. We're used to the instant gratification of Amazon and all of that. These have to be manufactured. I mean, they set a specific amount to be manufactured. Those were probably done, April, May. I mean, whenever that, manufacturing was done on that.
Way before.
Yeah, way before. I mean, you get the product ready, you figure out how much product you have, and they were not. Some people were saying in message boards and comments, they were saying, well, they figured out how many canvas bags when they figured out the pre-orders. I'm like, no. They had a set amount of collector's editions, limited edition collector's edition. They made X amount of them, and that's it. So now they have to go get a company to produce them again, and you can't just fast track that and get it done in a week. I think 4 to 6 months is a little long, but
sure.
At the same time, we're talking about trying to throw in plans to make a product that they didn't plan to make, that no one planned to make. So devil's advocate with myself on that. I get it, but it kind of sucks for people. But at the same time, do you think people will care about Fallout 76 in 4 to 6 months?
I think they will, but like I mentioned on previous shows, the last that I had heard, and who knows if this number has been updated, because I have another interesting stat for you in regards to Fallout.
Yeah.
But the last that I heard was that they had like 30,000 concurrents, which is, for those who don't know anything about multiplayer games, 30,000 is an extremely low number. Yeah. But on the flip side, the interesting thing, because NPD numbers are fun, if you never look at NPD numbers, one of the best-selling games on PlayStation of last month was Fallout 76, ranked third.
Ranked third on PlayStation?
Yeah, for physical sales. This only counts for physical. It's not digital reporting. But behind Red Dead and Call of Duty, Fallout 76 came in at third for sales. So that's physical sales. Well, the thing that would be totally interesting would be to know how many of those copies were then sold back to GameStop.
Sure. Oh, yeah. No, I agree. And it's physical sales, it's not pre-orders, right? So it's physical sales.
It's sales of the physical game.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's not accounting for digital sales.
Gotcha. Because I pre-ordered the game to get into the beta.
Yeah.
And then 3 days after the beta, I went in and canceled my pre-order. So I'm assuming my
fourth overall, by the way. Third on PlayStation, fourth overall. Behind Battlefield 5 and the aforementioned Red Dead and Black Ops.
Yeah, see, I thought I guess I'm surprised Battlefield sold more than it, because Battlefield has not done near as well as they thought it would.
No.
Yeah. It's not completely losing, but it's, you know, it's always a battle, no pun intended, between Call of Duty and Battlefield. And
yeah, because what's interesting behind that too, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but what's crazy is the drop off after Red Dead and Call of Duty is huge. Like, it's like Red Dead, Call of Duty go gangbusters, and then Battlefield 5 still did well, but not that well. And then as you keep going down the list, it gets to be less and less.
Yeah, and Assassin's Creed has been out for a while, so some people were talking about, what about Assassin's Creed? That they came out quite
Number
a
11.
Number 11. So it's still selling, but that game's been out for a while, so I can see how that that doesn't sell as well in that case. Well,
we say September.
Yeah, September. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man for PlayStation, speaking of great games and great selling games, is getting the Sam Raimi suit.
Yeah,
which I think is really cool. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man 2. I was a big fan of Spider-Man 1 when it came out, and then upon watching it, it has not aged well.
Spider-Man 2 is still great.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Spider-Man 2 is great. Spider-Man 3 sucks.
It was interesting coming across this with Spider-Verse coming out, which, by the way, Spider-Verse is awesome. If you guys haven't seen Spider-Verse, you should go see it. Some of the best animation I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's funny that as new iterations of things come out, that people then like to dump on some of the old stuff.
Oh, sure.
And it's not to say that we wouldn't have gotten where we are without the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, but like, just because graphics have gotten better, just because special effects have gotten better, does not mean that they are bad now.
No, I agree. That's why we were talking about Spider-Man 2 is still great. The story structure in that game, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is amazing. No, yes, pun intended. But spoiler-free version of your take on Spider-Man. You Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You mentioned the animation. I walked out, or there were a couple moments in the movie. Again, spoiler-free. There were a couple of moments in the movie where the blend of animation and the amount of inventiveness, it made me feel like I was watching like Akira or a movie like that, because it wasn't near as normal as I thought the animation would be. It got really interesting, really inventive.
The points where it like went like 2D with the 3D effects going, it was great.
It looked wonderful. It's beautiful. Probably one of the, in my opinion, other than like Disney, I know I love Disney and everything, but like one of the best animated movies I've seen in a long time. The pacing was great. The acting is great. Did you watch Dexter? I can't remember if we talked about that.
No,
that's right. You don't watch that.
I tried.
Okay.
No, it's not my game.
Because I like it from like a, it's not the scary part. Like, I just like as a thought. But LaGuerta, who's the lieutenant on that show, is Miles Morales' mom, and I had no idea. And she started talking, and I'm like, amazing cast though. John Mulaney, Nicolas Cage. So
that one was so surprising. Like, you couldn't even hear him. I couldn't tell if that was Nick Cage.
You couldn't tell it was Nick Cage?
No, I had no idea. But going back to Sam Raimi suit. One, really cool that they did that. Shame on the internet for dumping on them for a while, because you know that they've been working on it for licensing, guys. Licensing is hard.
Yes.
But do you remember before Spider-Man 1 came out, so Spider-Man was probably one of the first big superhero movies to come out in the 2000s, if not the first. When did Batman Begins come out versus that?
I think Batman Begins came out after that, if I'm not
We had the terrible Hulk movie somewhere in there too. Eric Bana's Hulk movie. Anyways, the first time that you see Maguire in that Spider-Man outfit was probably one of the coolest moments, just to see the live action shot of that suit. That suit was so well done. I know that the movie itself hasn't aged well, but like that shot, and you're just like, holy crap, they're doing live action Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And it showed live action Spider-Man could work. I just double checked the years on it. That was 2002. X-Men was 2000. And the X-Men movie, they played it really safe. They didn't have them in the spandex, the yellow and the blue. Spider-Man was like the first overt, hey, it's a superhero movie, and it's since the Joel Schumacher Batman movies, where everyone was like, I don't want to touch that anymore. Batman Begins was 2005.
Okay.
Hulk was 2003. So yeah, it was before all of those, and it was surreal for me as I was a senior in high school, and watching that, I'm like, this is. I mean, to me, it was like. That was as good as I thought it would ever get.
Exactly. No, like that. Every time a new Avengers or type movie or any of these superhero movies come out, DC, I'm sorry, maybe someday. I heard Aquaman's okay. I'll see it eventually.
I actually really loved it.
You're just like, this can't get any better, and then it just keeps on getting better. But cool on you, Insomniac, getting that suit in there. I'm sure it was difficult working with Fox.
Sony.
Is that Sony?
Sony?
I don't know why it was so hard then.
That's Sony. I don't even know. It's probably Raimi or something.
Still cool. Looks great. Probably one of the best looking suits in the game so far.
Yeah, I'd say so.
My favorite's still Scarlet Spider.
Scarlet Spider's awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking about cosplaying as Ben Reilly, because I think that'd be it'd be an easy one. Plus, I don't have to be as self-conscious about my weight, because when you wear spandex, like for Spider-Man costumes and stuff, it's like everything shows. But there, you wear the hoodie, the hoodie vest that he's got on. So yeah, so I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Plus, he's awesome. And I like the clones. We got some news about Soul Calibur 2B is coming to Soul Calibur from Nier Automata, which I still need to play. I've heard great things about it, but I heard I love the demo.
It's a game driven by its story. Are you talking about Soul Calibur or Nier?
Nier.
Oh yeah, Nier's a game driven by its story. The combat is extremely repetitive.
Yeah.
But
I heard that.
Story is very cool. The whole humans interacting with androids type thing. Yeah. Which is awesome. Well, I played the 2B's a dope character.
Yeah, I played the demo and I liked the mix between the switch between the different gameplay styles. I thought was really cool. I think this game, it got overshadowed. Honestly, I think it got overshadowed by other games at the time. But now most people look at it specifically for 2B and like cosplay and like all that kind of stuff. Like, so I think that's kind of what it's known for now is scandalous cosplay, which is sad, because I actually really liked the first Nier game, which hardly
a long time ago.
Yeah, I really liked that on Xbox 360. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know a lot of people who played it. So,
no, cool for Soul Calibur though.
Yeah.
Again, a great fighting game this year. Lots of good fighting games this year.
Yeah, I have not played a fighting game in quite a while, but I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing the new Mortal Kombat when it comes out, because I'm an OG Mortal Kombat fan.
Wait, you haven't played Smash?
Oh, I played Smash. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, it's not. I wouldn't. Hardcore fighting game. People could probably.
I got it right next to me. Yeah. I've been playing Smash. I haven't unlocked everything like you have, but I've went through the single player mode, and really liking that. Who's your character main like when you fight? Is it Link?
So far it's been Ryu.
Okay.
I did play a lot of Link through the one player, but I just like Ryu.
Yeah.
For some reason, I like his forward B, that he doesn't fly off the stage when he does it. I also really like Pokemon Trainer.
See that I like Pokemon Trainer. I like Link. I mean, I'm just such a huge fan, but I like his skills, his skill set and everything. But my problem with Smash is, if I'm one of those people, if you knock me off of the platform, I have a lot of trouble getting back on the platform. So I've had a lot of trouble.
No, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
And plus the online is trash. The matchmaking is it's not good. I don't know if you've tried it at all, but basically you can go into the online mode and you can pick what you want to do. Like, you're like, I want to do stock 3, I want to do stock 2, I want to do a time battle, whatever it is. You can pick what that is, and then like somebody else can put in their own parameters, and unless those parameters match, you're not getting matched up. So the only other way is for you to pick quick match, so that you can go into some other options that somebody else chose. So like, I've been in 3 stock 7-minute matches, 3 stock 4-minute matches. Like, it's the weirdest.
Yeah,
it's broken. Nintendo needs to fix that.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I think
it's still fun. It's still Smash.
Yeah, well, I think for online, I think Rocket League does it really well. You've got about 5 flavors to pick from,
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like you're playing hoops, you're playing snow day, you're playing traditional, whatever, and then you've got.
Yeah.
I think that really helps. Smash needs to limit that.
It just needs to be, do you want to play a stock battle or do you want to play a time battle?
Yeah.
That should be really the extent of it, is just those two options, like 3 stock or timed, and then items or no items.
Yeah. Other than that, that's a discussion, kind of like, I mean, to me, it's like goes back to like the golden eye days of playing in 64, when you're like, all right, what are we playing here? Where are we going? Like,
nobody gets to be odd job.
Yeah, exactly. Those conversations are best kept for couch co-op, in my opinion.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
We got Steam Winter Sale coming out. I mean, I'll just be honest, other than Assassin's Creed, I didn't see a lot that I really wanted to go after. Hitman 2 maybe, because I love Hitman.
Just let everybody else know that, because I posted about it earlier in the week, the Sony is also having their digital holiday sale as well. They're on week 2 of theirs. I posted you can get 3 of the 5 GOTY nominations for under $100.
Yeah, so you can grab all of them, and that's worth it. I mean, I've seen quite a few games discounted on PlayStation.
There's like 1,400.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous,
and it didn't have a good way to filter for like PlayStation 4 games or anything like that. So I was going through and
they did add a thing where if you go to the site and click on it, you can, if you just want to look at PlayStation exclusives, they did add that sort of option for the sale.
Well, that's nice, but then you don't see things like WWE was on sale for like half off, which everyone was trashing WWE about that, and some other games. So like, this is like Christmas time. This is what happens every Christmas, every Black Friday and all of that. And there's multiple times. It's, we talk about Black Friday, but there's multiple days you can hit these deals. So
there's the thing also, and the Steam's the only reason I'm not really focusing on the Steam sale in this conversation is just because we know I'm not much of a PC player anymore. But the thing about these sales is, if you want to get a deal on the game, don't buy it day one. If you buy it day one, you are supporting the developer. Cool. I'm not saying you're not supporting the developer buying it at $30 brand new. Also, I'd say always buy it brand new. That's just me. If you don't have that money, you need to buy it used, go for it. But if you want to buy it cheap, don't buy it day one.
No, you're exactly right.
I understand that there's recency bias? Recency bias is the right word.
Yes.
What's the thing?
Yeah, recency bias is whatever is happening right now. It's like if you watch a movie, if you get a list of stories and you like the last story last because it's the one that's most recent.
FOMO. That's what I was saying. Fear of missing out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought you were talking about, yeah.
That's what I was thinking about in terms of the people who have to buy it day one and then get upset later. Like,
that's me.
And I do it because I can. Like, it's the thing where I have the money to do so. I wanted to buy Spider-Man. If you look past my head, the statue's up there somewhere. Yeah. And you have that, you can. But if you don't have the money or you want it cheaper, just wait. You're
gonna find it on sale.
You can get Spider-Man for $40.14 right now on PlayStation.
Totally worth it. I picked up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks after the game came out, and it was already discounted. I felt bad that I didn't buy it before. I want it because I love Lara Croft games. I love the new Lara Croft. I think she's amazing. So I bought it. They had the Steelbook on sale, so I grabbed it. I'm not even a Steelbook fan, but you're right. If you want it for cheaper, just wait. And
you can get AC Odyssey right now for $29.99.
$29.99, yeah.
It's insane, and I don't even know when I'll ever play it, and I still consider just throwing down the $30 for it.
And Origins is $20. Origins is really good too. I mean, I think these are a really nice pair. People are saying it's a asset flip. It's not. That's Fallout 76 is an asset flip.
God of War's $25.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good deal.
For the Game of the Year, for at least the Game Awards Game of the Year,
Division Gold Edition. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff.
If you're on a budget, just wait for Black Friday and Christmas.
Yeah, there's always going to be stuff. Yeah,
you could be geared out for the whole year just off this sale if you wanted.
You really could.
Same thing with the Steam sale too.
Yeah. If you're on a budget, wait till around this time every year. You're going to find amazing deals because they want those. It's not just about physical product, because some of it's like, oh, they're trying to get rid of older physical product. A lot of them, it's just they just want the numbers. They just want to say, I sold X amount of copies. They don't care, because if you say, I sold X amount of copies of this one, then you can then go to the investors and
sounds good to stockholders.
Stockholders sounds great to the stockholders. Look how many millions I sold, and they don't.
I sold 10 million copies of my game.
Speaking of games that sell millions and millions and millions of copies, Minecraft is getting its final update for Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii U. Which it's sad that that's happening. This is, those are older platforms. Those are dead platforms, in my opinion. And yeah, it's
except for Just Dance.
Yeah, Just Dance is coming out on Wii, Nintendo Wii.
Anyway,
yeah, but I think I said a long time ago, and I was wrong in my prediction. I said a long time ago that I thought Microsoft was going to start eking out everything that wasn't a Microsoft console, everything that wasn't Xbox or PC, and that they were going to start basically with a Minecraft 2 of sorts. I would not doubt if they're not going to call it Minecraft 2, but I would not doubt if, now that these older platforms are done, I would not doubt that they have they start rolling out a lot of exclusive stuff that's only on Xbox. They'll still be able to play together. You'll still be able to see the person's skins or whatever, because that's a big thing for Xbox, is being able to play with all these platforms.
I think if they were going to do that, they would also leave it on PC too.
Oh yeah, it'd be PC and Xbox.
I don't think they're going to do that, just because, like, this game. By the way, I looked it up just because I was curious. To date, they've sold over 150 million copies of that game. So it stands to reason that they would keep giving it to everybody just because they can. But it could happen. I could see there at least being perks long run. Would be really interesting to find out how many people were, like, if they have a way of telling, like, how many people were still playing on it when they haven't shut it down, by the way. This is just the last time they're updating it. But would be really interesting to find out how many people are still playing on PS3, 360, Wii U.
I wouldn't doubt if there's a good amount, because there's so many. I mean, because of the demographic of Minecraft being so much younger, you have a lot of parents who, still, that have not upgraded because they've got a younger kid playing the Xbox 360, and they're content with it. Yeah,
or you did a little thing where you have like a little brother or sister or something, and you're like, I got the Xbox One, here you go, little bro.
Exactly. Yeah, I had that when I got my brother's NES, when my brother got his Sega CD. Yeah, and
you got the better end of that deal.
Yeah. But I will say there's some games on there that I really liked, and like he would let me play it when he wasn't home. So I would like when he was at work, because he's 10 years older than me. So when he was at work, like I would go and play Sega CD games. But yeah, I had the better console. I mean, it was an older console, but still. Yeah.
The only game I remember on Sega CD was Sewer Shark.
I didn't play that one.
It was like a game that came with it or something. It was not like, it was a game where I don't know if you remember Sega's big thing of filming live video to put into the game. Like FMV. that was crazy what they did. No, but not even FMV. Like, it was live video, like people video that they put into the game, which was interesting. Really crazy that they did that on the Sega CD back then. But they did that for Sewer Shark. It's an absolutely terrible game. But they have live video, people like as your NPCs that are talking to you and stuff. Very vivid memory of that.
See, mine was it's a game called Rise of the Dragon, which thankfully, thanks to the internet, I can look up. I always forget the name. It was basically a Blade Runner kind of copy. It's a futuristic thing, and you're a detective. It was awesome. I loved it. I love Blade Runner, so I love that. Yeah. Speaking of things that we love, Kingdom Hearts. We're 6 weeks away from Kingdom Hearts, and there's been a leak. So if you're worried about spoilers, stay away from the internet if you can. Some people are I've heard some people are starting to spoil things on the internet. They don't. What's that?
Go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
say, like, to me, I mean, I love Kingdom Hearts. Don't get me wrong, but Kingdom Hearts does not have a deep story. Kingdom Hearts' story is all about, like, look at the amazing people and all the amazing mashups that can happen. It's like, to me, Smash Brothers. I like that Smash Brothers has a story involved. I could not tell you what happened in any of the Smash Brothers games that I played regards to story, other than I hit things with, Pikachu or whatever.
I honestly don't think that's comparable.
It's not comparable, but
because Kingdom Hearts story, honestly, it's extremely convoluted in my opinion. It's not good. No. It's not well developed, but there are tons of people who would disagree with you. But because of it's all of the games that came out on the handheld consoles that made it a deeper story, and there is something to it.
And that's probably why I don't have a high view of the story, because I played the console games and not the handheld games.
There's a video I'll have to share with you before next month that is it's a 30-minute video of basically everything you need to know going into KH3.
Yes.
Because even I have to watch it, because there's no, like, I own the whole set and I'm still not going to play it again. I bought it again just because Square owns my soul and takes all my money.
Same here.
I was even telling somebody that in our Facebook group, where I was just like, I'm tired of them showing videos, and then this leak thing happens, and the crazy thing about this leak is that my favorite sentence in there was that we know how this happened. So basically, they already figured out who did the original leak. That person is screwed.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Disney is coming.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do from a legal standpoint. I know there's something they can do. I'm sure there's an NDA that they signed, or whoever this was had to have if they had access to it. So, it's unfortunate that it got leaked. Games get leaked, but in this case, that's really early, and I did see that they were saying the game's epilogue and secret movie, which are the biggest spoilers, are planned to release later, so they were not part of it, because we're in a day one patches. So,
isn't that the craziest thing in the world, though? Like, imagine that it's not just a day one patch situation. It's the fact that they actively were trying to avoid the spoiler leaking online, that they didn't include the end of the game on the disc. And I've never heard of that in my life.
I've never heard of that. And people who are huge fans of physical media, like Chris, like this means that in 20 or 30 years, when they shut down the servers, because at some point people say, "Oh, they're not going to shut them down." They shut down the Xbox servers, the Xbox OG servers. So at some point, Xbox, PlayStation are going to shut down these servers. They're going to have some other stuff going on. And if you have not downloaded this, then your physical disc does not have the end of the game. So,
I'm sure that Chris might be a day one buyer, and so that's one thing. Anybody who's a day one buyer could eventually run into this problem. I'm almost positive that later on, like maybe even like the second run of the discs or third run or whatever, will include that ending. But I've never ever heard of something where they're like, we are actively trying to keep the ending because it's such a big deal, because this is the end of Sora's storyline probably, that they didn't include it on the disc. That's insane.
I've never heard of that. I mean, we've John and I were talking about the culture of day one patching, and when you see the size of the patches and everything, people freak out. Like the Fallout patch, that was how big it was, and John was giving me a little bit more insight. He's like, well, that's not 41 gig or however much it is of new stuff. That's 41 gigs of patching what was on there, fixing. So some of it's duplicate and all that. You're downloading 41 gig and it's going to install 20 or something. So it's not, a lot of people freak out because it was a Fallout. One of them was like 100 gig.
Well, Red Dead is a 100 gig game. And then it had a big update. Fallout 76 had a massive update. It's huge. And
online games, a lot of them have that because you want as many local assets as you can. I installed World of Warcraft on my new laptop, and my laptop has like a solid state hard drive and the terabyte backup, and I actually uninstalled World of Warcraft from the solid state because it took up so much space. It's like 90 gig or something.
It's a thing where I don't understand people getting upset about it unless you have crappy internet. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
There's still places with bad internet. I do not apologize whatsoever for the fact that I have files. Suck it.
No, I love I think there's some parts of the country where where the internet it's horrible, and if a game does not let you play the game until you've updated, that's when I have a problem. I mean, and I do hate that now if I get a new game on my Xbox, like I have to put the disc in and install the game and then I can play it. Like that kind of bothers me because that's like old school PC, or not old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you get
No, I was just reiterating your
Yeah. It's one upside to playing on Nintendo Switch. You don't have to do that.
One thing that you mentioned Blizzard for a second.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened with Heroes of the Storm?
No.
So Heroes of the Storm, the MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
They are discontinuing support for their esports scene.
Wow.
Like completely. There will be no more Blizzard sponsored Heroes of the Storm tournaments. And we're not esports people here, and we don't even really follow the scene at all. But it's just interesting following the path of Blizzard this last year of like, what's up with this Diablo mobile game and you announcing that was a bad thing. Like, it makes you wonder, like, is Overwatch going to suffer the same thing, or are you just putting your resources back into Overwatch because it's the more popular one? Is WoW going to just suddenly fall off the face of the planet? Like, it's interesting.
I think that they're going to definitely take that concentration for Heroes of the Storm and put it onto Overwatch. It's continued to make money. From the esports standpoint, it is doing really well. Dallas Fuel's having some celebration thing that I didn't get all the details on. But even my brother does works for a ticket reseller, so he was asking me, he's like, what the heck is going on with this? He didn't realize how big it was. But it's big for people who, esports is really huge for a niche group of gamers. And I only say that because not all gamers care, but the gamers that do care really care. So I don't think World of Warcraft is going to go away. I'm still waiting. I mean, the latest expansion was really good on there, but I feel like World of Warcraft is stale. It's been stale for a while, and it's going to take a big shakeup to revitalize it. But unfortunately, if you announce a World of Warcraft 2 or something like that, you're going to alienate people who spent like the past 10 years playing the game.
No matter what, that's an inevitable thing to happen.
That's true. I mean, when they did Cataclysm, I don't know if you played World of Warcraft, but Cataclysm changed a lot of the original starting areas. The area, like everything changed, and people were mad. So it's always going to happen.
Well, and they're still going to renew, and they're still working on vanilla supposedly too.
They are, yeah, because there was a independent group that was basically doing that. That was doing their own, and Blizzard shut them down, and then realized, oh, people care about this. It's like, yeah.
Anyways, I know that we didn't have that on the news thing, but it just added to the conversation we had a few weeks ago of just like, what is going on with some of these big companies? Like Bethesda having this really weird 76 launch. Yeah. Blizzard, such a giant in the company. What is going on with some of these developers where Activision and Blizzard said that like their partnership wasn't going to be bad, and now that's just a weird thing to be like, hey, we had this MOBA, we put a lot of money into it, and deuce.
Yeah, I think that part of it's changing times in trying to chase money, which is something I don't like, but I understand from a business standpoint. I understand diversifying, and I understand not keeping. They don't want to keep funding a losing brand, and to me, Heroes of the Storm is a losing brand. And it was. And
just to be clear, they're not completely discontinuing support of the game for people who play it casually. Yeah. They're just getting rid of their esports.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they want to concentrate on what's working and what's winning, and what's winning is Overwatch.
Hearthstone and Overwatch.
Exactly. They make the money, so it's good stuff. Anyways, let us know in the comments what you thought about the news. And do you play Heroes of the Storm, or do you prefer Overwatch or something else?
And you can still play Hearthstone. I quit.
You quit Hearthstone?
I did.
Yeah, I'm still playing Magic the Gathering. Let us know in the comments if you play Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering as well. We'll see you later.
Bye!
Thanks for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads. Subscribe over here and click the bell, and that way you'll know about any new videos that we put up, because we put up a lot of gameplay, a lot of stories from games and stuff like that, and gameplay is down here.
Yeah, and you got more editorials and news stuff down here. Check it out.